I think over the last few weeks, we've all determined how scary cordyceps would be if they were able to mutate. Lots of channels have described, some in great detail, the destruction that would follow. But what if I told you that there's something that is very real, something that could affect humans and animals, and can happen to anyone at any time without any warning? Our bodies are an insane meat machine full of living parts who have their own little parts. Sometimes things can go wrong in the chain of command there and everything goes to complete shit. Prions are one of those situations. A tiny protein in your body alone, it may do many things. They're found in mostly the brain, but they're also found in the spinal cord and the eyeballs. Like I said, on a regular working day, they may serve many purposes, but sometimes they go rogue. For an unknown reason, prions like to fold and change their shapes randomly. When this happens, they become contagious to every single prion around them. One by one, they all fold and cause others to fold into whatever misshaped pretzel they decided. And depending on how they twist, they can cause a wide range of terrible diseases that are almost 100% fatal. And that isn't even the scariest part. Probably the most known prion that many may not even know is a prion is Kuru. And Daisy, when you eat human meat, you will get Kuru. Originally discovered among the cannibal tribes in Papua New Guinea, cannibalism is accepted as a tradition that's passed down from their ancestors. In the 1950s, a health team was sent to check on the tribes. When they got there, they discovered that there was tons of tribespeople that had been dying from a mystery illness. They would first have trouble walking, then speaking, and then death. This actually occurred at epidemic levels in 1950 and 1960 in the Fore people of New Guinea. The tribe practiced cannibalism by eating deceased family members. Kuru is super infectious and can be spread by eating the person or by an open wound. The word itself, Kuru, is for shiver. Prions, as I mentioned, don't only affect humans. They affect animals as well. Chronic wasting disease is a prion that affects mainly deer, elk, reindeer, those type of animals. It's currently found in the US, Canada, Norway, and South Korea. This prion can lay dormant in a deer for over a year before showing symptoms of stumbling and weight loss. Some may just die without showing symptoms, which is the scary part. There have not been any reported cases of chronic wasting disease in humans yet. However, it's a real concern that the prion, like others, can be spread by eating the meat of an infected animal. Since those animals are cervidae and are used in food chains in a lot of the areas that the prion is found, it's a real potential problem that can become a real problem. The most common human prion is one that just happens on its own, whenever it wants to anyone at any time. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease is rare, affecting about 1 in 1 million people worldwide. While prions are all bumping into each other and they're causing misshapen forms, this disease ravages the body, starting with psychiatric behavior changes, followed by either weeks or months of dementia and involuntary blindness in movements, and then death. In 2013, a man in New Hampshire went in for brain surgery, and unknown to him and his doctors, he was confirmed to have CJD. Through the day, 5 other brain surgeries took place, using the same tools that were sterilized the normal way, fully sterile. However, normal sterilization techniques aren't able to eradicate the prion that causes CJD. That's the thing with prions. We don't know what they are. We don't know what the main purpose is for them. We don't really know anything about them. We don't know any tests or prevention measures. And despite all of this, it gets worse. Because in researching this didn't even cross my mind. The funeral homes in New Hampshire and surrounding areas where this took place refused to treat or house or even cremate the patients for worry of contamination. A contamination like that would be a deadly business killer. I discovered that this is a pretty common practice in funeral home businesses, despite health guidelines saying it's completely safe. People who pass from CJD are said to sometimes be double body bagged and sent for cremation immediately. Allegedly without the family's knowledge, but I don't know how true that is. That seems like it would be a super duper lawsuit at some point. If you guys hear of anything like that, let me know. I'd like to really check into that. Anyway, don't worry too much about prions. They're super duper rare, and the sporadic CJD happens to less than 1% of the population worldwide. And tell me, which one do you think is scarier, cordyceps or prions? And leave a comment below. As always, I'm Spooky. This is Getting Spooky, and I'm out.